In my last video, I talked about emotional intelligence and how it relates to conflict resolution. And so I touched on 3 points: how you have to be self-aware, you have to have empathy, and you also have to have relationship management skills. And so someone asked me to go a little bit deeper into relationship management skills. And so the first thing that came to my mind, because this subject can, go a lot of different ways, and it also can take on a full lecture. But the first thing that came to my mind when it came to relationship management skills is there must be a deep level of respect when it comes to the leader. If we go back in time and look at the best leaders that have ever been, they all had a great deal of respect from the people under them. They may not have been liked, but they were well respected, and they were able to galvanize large groups of people to accomplish whatever their mission was. And so it starts with respect. And then we have to take into consideration where we are in society right now. In the past, it used to be most companies had a leader-follower model. So basically, I had a boss back in the day that used to say, "I'm looking for some strong backs and weak minds." And so he was joking, but that's basically what he needed. He was basically going to bark out orders, and he just needed people, that were strong to be able to do what he needed to do, because it was, very blue-collar gig. But now, because of, machines advancing, and now we have AI, we don't need as much of that. And now we have a need for more leaders. So a lot of companies are taking on the leader-leader model. The companies that are performing the best are the ones that are able to create leaders. And so taking that into consideration when it comes to conflict resolution, we are hiring people today and training them to be leaders, because we're valuing their opinions, we're valuing what they bring to the table. And so we want to make sure that everyone feels like they're valued. So a scenario that popped into my mind when I was asked to expound on relationship management was, let's say, for instance, a leader has 2 people in the organization, and the goal is to accomplish a task. And they have 2 different viewpoints on how the task should be performed. And so someone or a leader with low emotional intelligence will probably just hear both sides really quickly and pick the one he likes the most and discard the other one's opinion, or not take it into consideration, so that they can keep everything moving faster. Whereas someone with a high level of emotional intelligence, what they're going to do is they're going to take into consideration what both people are saying. They're going to listen to both parties. They may even put them in a room together so that they can bounce ideas off of one another. They're going to have empathy from where each person is coming from to see their perspectives, so that they come up with the best solution for the organization. And what that's also going to do is going to be a learning situation for the entire organization and everyone involved, and they can build upon that. And so that's what you do when you have a high level of emotional intelligence. You want to make sure that you're valuing everyone's opinion, taking into consideration, so that you can move the organization forward. So I hope that helps. And until next time, take care.